Hey guys, I want to talk about how does link building work with the content blitz. So fundamentally, when we're producing a volume of content that ranges in the 500,000 number using the blitz technology stack, the blitz writing process, and the blitz publishing process, then the next question to consider is how is it that link building works? So with this in mind, let's get into the nitty gritty. I want to talk you through the 500K Blitz link building process. So first of all, from a publishing perspective, we want to get to a stage where we're able to publish 1 to 2 pieces per day. What we want to build and focus upon here is link velocity, or rather content velocity. And then as quickly as possible, build content maturity, okay? So with content velocity, it's ultimately the speed at which we publish content denotes to Google that this site has been updating regularly, which is a really, really good SEO signal. That's the first thing. The second thing is that the more content that you have on your website, the longer it's been there, the more you're rewarded, because then you get into the game of surface area SEO. So what that means is that the ultimately more surface area you can cover from a content perspective, then the easier that Google is likely to see you as a topical authority figure. And that comes part and parcel with having ultimately content maturity, because if you've had 500,000 words on your website for a year, then you're going to be much more highly recognized as an authoritative figure in that space topically than someone who's had 500,000 words on their website for ultimately a month. So the way that we can quickly build that maturity is through content velocity, which increases the surface area SEO, which is really how much surface area, how much coverage you have within your niche. That then connotes to Google that you're a topical authority, and also Google will see that, well, this content is mature. Now, that's what the publishing process does. Let's then come to how this works in conjunction with ultimately link building. So first of all, we'll leverage your site's overall domain authority. When we're building content, it's going to be content that's typically at the longer tail, that has got less keyword difficulty as according to Ahrefs, SEMrush, Moz, Majestic, etc., but still gets searches every month. And we'll also use a combination of Google Auto Suggest, Google Keyword Planner, as well as social media channels to identify ultimately pre SEO software search terms, because 15% of all searches have never been made before. A lot of the actual searches that have been made are not detectable on any SEO tool, and they're things that we keep into mind. So in combination with that, we're then able to leverage a site's overall domain authority, simply because we are looking at content that is the content that not everybody is going for. And working based upon your site's overall domain authority, it does mean that we will begin to see results at the actual blog end of the spear. So in combination with that, we focus on great on-page SEO for the first 30 days of publishing. So this happens on a continual basis, of course, but we're really looking at the first 30 days to focus on the on-page to give time to see what the Google treatment of those pages is, okay? So from this, we'll be able to see some increase potentially in, most likely in impressions, as well as then correspondingly overall keyword ranking, and then we'll begin to see some clicks potentially come through within the first 30 days. It sometimes does take longer, up to 60, up to 90, as we're building that volume with the 1 to 2 pieces per day that are being published. Now, we're going to, in that instance, then also create ultimately orphan pages. So orphan pages are pages on which no other pages internally on the websites are linking to. So it's a technical term. When you have an orphan page, it means you've got this website, or rather you've got this page that's not being linked to anywhere else from within the site. And that becomes a problem for Google to sometimes try and navigate where that page is and where that page lives. Now, we don't look at giving ultimately all pages a father, if you will, a link, because we want to just see Google's treatment of your site within the first 30 days without giving it that SEO ladder, if you will, that specific ladder. Also because, as you know from the writing process and the technology stack, there's so much that's involved. But once we give all orphan pages a father, we can relook at Google treatment after 45 to 60 days. We should begin to start seeing some significant boosts in terms of impressions, rankings, and then potentially clicks, especially after the first 100,000 words have gone live. This is now where, based upon what we're seeing from a Search Console perspective, as well as from an overall Google Analytics perspective, we can build tactical internal links as a consequence of the treatment. Okay. Now, within that, we're going to also integrate our elements of our Web 2.0 link building methodology. So a large amount of what we do there is covered in Web 2.0 links per lemon. You can Google that, YouTube that rather, and you can find ultimately what it is that we do here. We've got a I don't know how long this video is, but yeah, got a 27-minute video just going through what we do when it comes to Web 2.0 links. So I would recommend that you do watch that if you're looking for more detail. That's what you can Google. YouTube. You could probably Google it as well, in fact. Yep, cool. There you go. So then we are able to power up ultimately some of your best performing pages or the lower performing pages through internal links from pillar content on your main site. So whilst we're building tactical internal links as a consequence of the treatment, we can also look at some of your most powerful pages, ultimately the pillar pages, which could be your home page, it could be a category level page, it could be something else entirely, and we can link those to blogs that we wish to perform. Now, within that, we can adjust where and when we need to include high domain authority, do follow, anchor text, optimized Web 2.0s. Again, that's explained in the broader video, but there is a large collection of sites that have a high domain authority that are great for ultimately local link building, that are great for building links at the longer tail, as well as building links to ultimately buckets of content that we'll be building. We'll be building big buckets to catch our flies, if you will, via the blog. And this is where some of these more powerful links within the Web 2.0 space come into play. Now, we will build editorial and guest posts as needed, where they're needed, where we're not seeing the boost or growth that we want. But ultimately, this process will work. We will see the results pour in, and this should give you some insights into the Blitz link building process and across the blogs, depending upon the nature of the package that we've got with you, where we're doing the content blitz. If we are doing it in combination with link building, then we've got different packages that range from anything to the tune of 5 going up to 30 links per month that are built very strategically and tactically across your actual content blitz to ensure that we're getting the results that we're looking for. So some of our clients, we do content only because it's enough. Some of our clients, we do 5 links per month. Some of them we get up to 30 per month. And then there's always custom, ultimately, opportunities. So if this makes sense, this is how we build links with the 500K Blitz link building program.